everyone, and welcome to Grooving and Giving in Retirement. I am Radhika, and thank you for sharing your time with me. This channel is all about living your best life in retirement. And for me, I am grooving with doing all the things that I want to do when I want to do them, within reason, of course. And I am giving back to my global community. I retired early at 49 and a half, leaving my 23-year-long career behind to focus on my passion, a childhood for children, a not for profit that I founded in 2012 with a mission to fulfill the basic needs of children in underserved communities. I will put the link in the description below if anybody is interested. So today's video is about traveling in retirement. I've been retired 4 years and I've always loved to travel. In fact, that was like my jam. And I used to have these goals. Like I wanted to have traveled to 40 countries by the time I turned 40 and 50 countries by the time I turned 50. So I've always loved traveling. I'm shooting this video in January 2025, and I have been retired for 4 years, but we have traveled to all 7 continents and I want to say about 60 countries. And actually, only a handful of the countries did we travel to after I retired. Um, and to be clear, when I say travel to a country, I don't necessarily mean like just spending some time at the airport. Like that's not travel to a country. We spend time. So in this video, we are going to cover questions that I've been getting for the last few years and talking about our travels. Question one: how has my traveling in retirement been different than when both of us had full-time jobs? Well, to some people, that's kind of a no-brainer, like, duh. But there are some other nuances, like there is definitely different traveling while vacationing and slow travel. Now, lucky for us, both of us always got like really good vacation packages. And so we always took like a month-long vacation. So that's never been an issue for us from our jobs. But even when we traveled for, let's say, a month, we planned like something every day of the trip because it was just like, oh, we got to jam pack it in because now we're going back to work. So the vacation is what you did to get away from work. And when you're doing it as retirement, that's really not the case because there's no work. In retirement, we are choosing to be slow travelers. And that means not every day of the trip is planned, and we're choosing to stay longer than our 1 month vacation previously. We are also, the trips are smaller, they're less stressful, they're not as planned out. Which is actually interesting. I say that because for the last 3 years, I want to say our trips have been actually pretty challenging, but more on that later. Our trips are much longer, like I said. We don't have like this to do, must do list of things to see. We love seeing things, but it's not like I must go to this restaurant, I must do this, I must do that. There's none of that anymore. We love seeing things, we love trying out different foods, but we also don't feel like we have to do it all. And honestly, we have come to the conclusion that that's not even possible. And I will tell you, we have walked into hundreds of churches, and I can probably remember like 3 off the top of my head. So that's sort of the thing to think about it. So the difference for me between travel and slow travel is what I did when I worked. The trip advisor list, the must-see restaurants, and I'm packing every few days, and maybe we're going to a like different location, even if we're in the same country. Slow travel can be any length of time. There's no like generally for us it has been longer, but when we're there, we're doing like more local things. Like we're more living there than we're like being tourists. So like getting haircuts, doing grocery shopping. We tend to cook our own meals, and we are sort of living within our life. We're reading books, and once I unpack, I like stay unpacked. Although our packing is very quick. We travel with backpacks and we have like packing cubes, so it's very quick, but it's that we're spending at least a couple of weeks in each location, and there's no hurry. We're doing like everyday type things when we are slow traveling. But I would say people who go on cruises must feel this way. I took my first cruise in 2024 to Antarctica, and it was, I believe, a 14-day cruise. And it was nice to unpack and have everything left unpacked for the whole time. But we did have activities every day with the zodiac excursions, with the lectures from the experts. So there was activities going on, especially when we were crossing like the Drake Passage. So there's always activities on a cruise, whereas slow travel is that you're not planning activities all of the time. Okay, next question. How long are your trips and how do you plan a long trip? Well, our- but if you have more questions, please send them to me, put them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. You know the drill. Till next time, I am Radhika, and this is Grooving and Giving in Retirement. Au revoir.